Rick with Tools for Boards here today to show you how to repair minor damage to the base. And so if you're running over rocks, occasionally they're hard to avoid. You're going to do some damage to the base. If it's minor, small nicks or scratches or gouges can easily be repaired using what are called P-tex handles. So I'm going to demonstrate how to repair a minor gouge in the base. And the first thing we'll do is clean the base. So I'm using Brico Maplu's Clean spray. This is a mild, gentle detergent, and it removes paraffin and contaminants from the base. So I have a gouge on the base of the ski here. I'm going to apply clean detergent, and then I'll allow the detergent to work for about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, and then after that, I'll take a towel and wrap it around a scraper. Okay, and I'll just remove the excess detergent from the base. And after I've done that, I'll just handheld. I'll dry the area around the damage. So. And that'll remove the dirt. There's some dirt that's coming off the base on the towel. I'll just make sure that the base is clean and that the gouge is clean. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Allow the base to dry completely, and then the next step is to scuff the damaged area. So in this case, I'm going to take a P-tex stick that I'll be using, and I'll wrap a length of sandpaper around the P-tex, okay, like this, and then using the stick, I'll just go in the direction of the gouge with the sandpaper to scuff that area up. And I'm using 180 grit sandpaper, so it's relatively fine, but scuffing up the area around the damage is going to allow the P-tex to adhere better when I repair the damaged area. So if you can see that, I've scuffed the area around the damage. This is 180 grit sandpaper. And then the next step is to select your P-tex according to the color of the base. So we sell both clear and black P-tex in both our kits and individually. In this case, because the base is black, I'll select black P-tex. And I'll take a metal scraper. It's important to use a steel scraper, so I'm going to allow the P-tex to drip onto the scraper. And you take the candle, light it. I use a lighter to get the candle burning. Okay. Oops. Not quite. Okay, so that there's a flame on the candle, and then very carefully I'm going to position the scraper underneath, okay? And I'm going to allow the P-tex to drip onto the scraper so that it doesn't fall on the table or start a fire. You have to be very careful. And I'm going to allow it to drip, okay? And once this gets started, it's going to begin to flow quite readily. So I'm just going to allow the candle to burn. And these drips typically have a bit of carbon buildup in them. You can't see with a black P-tex handle, but it's more visible with a clear. You want to get the P-tex running so that it's clean, it's clear, it doesn't have any carbon in it. So it's almost there. It's to the point now where it's beginning to drip, okay? And then I'm going to take the candle and the scraper directly over the damaged area, and then I'm going to move the scraper out of the way, and I'm going to crayon the P-tex, allowing it to pour into the gouge, okay? Just very gently allow it to pour, okay? And this is a relatively small gouge, so it doesn't require much. Okay, and don't drip it like this. If this was the base, don't allow it to drip like that, because if you do that, then it forms little balls, and these don't really bond very well with the base. So you have more success crayoning the candle directly onto the base and allowing the P-tex to pour into the gouge. So now I'm blowing the candle out, okay, and I'm not going to touch it. It's very hot. I'm going to allow it to cool by placing it on the scraper here, or somewhere that's out of the way. I'm actually going to use the scraper to now shave off the excess P-tex. And our scrapers, they're stamped. So one side is burred, it has a burred edge, and the other is smooth. This is a smooth edge, the top edge here. The opposite edge has a burr on it, okay? And that's where the stamping occurs. It puts a bit of a burr. So we put it there intentionally so that you can use the scraper to shave off the excess P-tex once it hardens. So it's had a chance to harden, okay? And if you can see that, I'm going to gently take the scraper and just very carefully shave off the top using several passes, okay, to get it started, just gently, because we don't want the repair to come out of the gouge. So I'm going to flex the scraper a little bit just to make sure that it's flat across the base, okay, and you can see that it's removing the excess P-tex from the gouge. Okay, so I'm going to make a few more passes. Now you can see that there's still a bit of a divot in the middle that hasn't been repaired. So I'm going to repeat the process in that case, again with the P-tex stick and the lighter. Okay, so that we get it pouring again. All right, and I'm going to again run over the damaged area, just the top, crayoning the P-tex onto the base. Okay, and that should do it. Again, blow this out. Place it in an area that's not going to cause any problems. And now, again, I'll wait for the P-tex to harden. It's cooling. There's a bit of a pooling effect where it's starting to solidify. So it's important to allow that to solidify completely. Ideally, you want to give it at least a few minutes to cool and harden. And then, again, I'll take the scraper and shave that off. So while we're waiting, other material that we can use for base repair, okay, more significant damage, we sell base repair sticks. So this is the actual base material that's used on skis and snowboards. And these would be applied using a smearing iron, or it's similar to a soldering iron with a flat nib. And in that case, you'd smear the stick directly into the damage, and you'd actually weld it to the base material around that. It's a form of base weld. If there's more significant damage, then you'd be looking at actual replacement of base material. So we sell base material as well. This is black and this is clear. In this case, you'd actually stamp this material as a patch. So you take out you'd stamp the base with the same dye, remove the existing base material around the damage, and then you'd stamp this material again with the same dye and replace it. That's for severe cases where the ski or the snowboard can be salvaged, and it typically requires professional intervention. So, okay, so back to our minor repair, and I'm just going to again shave off the excess, okay? With the scraper very gently. Okay, and there's no longer a divot in the repair area. Now, finally, I'll take the sandpaper, wrap it around the scraper, okay? And I'm just going to reestablish the linear pattern or the structure, try and reestablish that in a straight line. Okay, so it follows in keeping with the existing linear pattern in the base. Okay, so I've effectively repaired the damage. So that's all there is to it. For more information or to purchase, go to toolsforboards.com.